Welcome to the community that discusses all things Star Wars, Marvel, and more. Let's talk about the latest news involving the newest Fantastic Four movie next. Hello, my weary travelers. I'm your guide, Dave, and we are about to explore another episode of my galaxy of comics. Today, I got the most recent updates for the new Fantastic Four reboot. Before we start, make sure you Hulk smash that like button, turn on the notifications by ringing that bell, subscribe to help support what I do, and most, comment below and tell me what you think of the castings, the news about the Fantastic Four movie. Tell me what you think. Let's get started. I'm going to bring on a couple articles. I think they both have interesting angles, a few bits more information, and we'll talk about that right now. Marvel famously keeps details about the film and TV projects close to the vest, and Fantastic Four is no exception. But considering the characters have been around for more than 60 years, we're not lacking information about the basics. And this is my backstage. What is Fantastic Four about? The story will reintroduce the titular crime fighting team, four astronauts who get superpowers after they bombarded with cosmic rays during an experimental mission to outer space. There's Dr. Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic, Sue Storm, aka the Invisible Woman, Johnny Storm, aka the Human Torch, and Ben Grimm, aka the Thing. Unlike most superhero teams, they're a family. Reed and Sue are married. Johnny and Sue's little brother, and Ben Reed's a longtime best friend. While nothing is concrete about the film's plot has been revealed, MCU head Kevin Feige has made one thing clear: it will not be another retelling of the team's beginnings. I don't mind that. And again, throughout this show, I will also give you my what I think. I don't know. It's been long enough that maybe a reboot, because the last Fantastic Four movie was unwatchable. I liked the first two movies. I kind of wanted a third. I might be in a minority on that, but it was comic booky and I like comic book movies. So that being said, let's continue. A lot of people know the origin story Feige told crowds at San Diego Comic-Con International in 2022. A lot of people know the basics. How do we take that and bring something that they're never seen before? He went on to liken the studio's plans to how it brought Spider-Man into the MCU. Yes, but there was still right after it happened origin story, right? These guys are obviously, and we'll see who was cast in it, are going to be a little bit older to where they've been Fantastic for a while. I'm very curious to how they insert them into the MCU. John Watts, who helmed the Spider-Man trilogy, was originally attached to direct Fantastic Four, but we stepped away from the project in 2022 to take a break from superhero movies. Shockman officially took over the role a few months later. Who is the cast of Fantastic Four? And we're going to talk about these guys. I really like Sue Storm. That is the one person cast that I thought that's pretty cool. She's going to play it differently than Jessica Alba, of course. She is a phenomenal actress, and we'll talk about her in a second. In the words of Hollywood Reporter, Fantastic Four in the midst of most closely watched casting search in Marvel, since Marvel hired Tom Holland to play Spider-Man 8 years ago. While a variant of Reed Richards made brief appearance in 2022, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, played by John Krasinski, the famous family will get their close-up in the new entry, and while no casting has been confirmed yet, plenty of rumors are swirling. Now, I like John Krasinski, and it sucked how they just wiped those heroes out in the Multiverse of Madness. Just hated that. I mean, they made him like just string cheese. I'm like, come on, man, he deserved better than that. John Krasinski, I get it. You're fighting the Scarlet Witch and she's crazy. You're gonna lose, but holy crap, they killed him instantly. Not even putting up a fight. And I really like the fact that his wife could have played Sue Storm. I love her as an actress, and I actually think Krasinski and Emily Blunt, I think is her name, would have been absolutely great. Absolutely knocked it out of the park as them as Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman. I thought it would have knocked it out of the park. So I'm coming from a place that's disappointed in the casting. However, you could have did worse. You could have did worse. You got some good actors here. The most talked about name of the moment is Pedro Pascal. And on a viewpoint, if you remember him in his political tirades, and that he thinks anybody who voted for Donald Trump is a Nazi. And he keeps his job, of course, as a Mandalorian. Not only do I get the Mandalorian thinking people are Nazis for the way they vote, now I got Mr. Fantastic thinking people are Nazis for their what we're about to vote. And coming up to 2025, when this movie's released, may have the same president, the new president. I do not want to hear it, Pedro. Don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear any political crap coming from Reed Richards leading up to the election this year and going into the new term next year. So keep it to yourself, man. I don't want this movie ruined for nothing. I want it to be a hit. I want it to be awesome. Pedro Pascal, calm down. I want Fantastic Four to be a hit. I don't want any of these movies to fail. We're finding things like that happening to Snow White. Just all these movies just failing because of politics being infused into the campaigns, the production, the advertisement. Just leave it out this time, Pedro. Let's go. And I still watch The Mandalorian. I love The Mandalorian, except for when they put Jack Black and Lizzo in there and some side quest silliness of some socialistic society. I could have did without that. That ruined it for me. It was just the worst episode of all the Mandalorians. Let's not do that with this movie. Let's make it how great it could possibly be. I think it could be a great movie. Keep all that crap out of it. Let's make it happen. Have a message, great. But let's not be so freaking infuse it when it doesn't need to happen. That's coming from a guy who loves Marvel and loves, loves the stories. Let's go with it. And I feel like they're gonna bring an old school Galactus, Silver Surfer. We'll talk about Silver Surfer here in a second, but we'll bring that story back to life, and I want to hear it. The decision will ultimately come down to Pascal's increasingly busy schedule, which includes The Last of Us Season 2, Ridley Scott's Gladiator 2, crazy. There's always been this talk about Gladiator 2, and it's finally happening. Zach Cregger's Weapons. Meanwhile, Academy Award nominee Vanessa Kirby, who co-starred, and that's playing Sue Storm, and she played the sister of Queen Elizabeth in The Crown, and that's where I got to know her, and I thought she was amazing. And I hope she's in Napoleon. Is Marvel's rumored pick to be Sue Storm. Stranger Things star Joseph Quinn is likely choice for Johnny. Even though Chris Evans, same thoughts as Pedro Pascal, but I like Pedro Pascal as Captain America. I liked him as Johnny Storm. So give me a guy like him. I don't know enough about Joseph Quinn to tell you that. I did not watch I watched the first season of Stranger Things. I liked it. I wasn't invested enough to watch more. I think I'll go back to it one day and watch the whole thing. I do like the actors in it, and I think they did a really good job. And hopefully that continues with him playing Johnny Storm. Let's see if we got a picture of him. Yeah, there he is. Oh yeah, they done him up nice in that one. All right, let's get rid of that. All right. And there was whispers that Bear Emmy nominee Ebon Musk Backrock. Let's bring him up. I seen him in some stuff. I can't really tell you what, but he looks like he plays a villain usually. Will take on the role as Ben Grimm as As for the film's villain, word on the street and from the actor himself is that Antonio Banderas is playing the planet-devouring cosmic entity Galactus. I could have did without that. I could have did with a actor that didn't play a swashbuckling cat in a movie. I could have did without that. But hey, let's see what his acting chops have. Maybe it'll work out. He does got a voice for it. Can he act like it is the other thing. And I liked him in Zorro. Though none of these reports have been confirmed by Marvel, that's never stopped internet speculation before. Comics fans expect that the film will also introduce the Fantastic Four's greatest nemesis, Doctor Doom. Nice, nice. Got to give me some Doom in there. I don't know enough about the Fantastic Four to be qualified to tell you whether or not this is a good move or not. But I know that Doom through many comic books and runs of comic books has been a big time nemesis, a big time baddie. And I rode the ride. The what I'm qualified to talk about is I rode the ride at Universal Studios Islands of Adventure. That's a bit. That's it. That's all I got. Um, According to one social media sleuth, Mad Mikkelsen has been approached for the role. Other baddies like Mole Man, Terrax, and Allison also on the table. Now, this would be good. This guy, I like him. He'd be a great Doctor Doom, I think. That is approved. I approve it. He might have been a better at Galactus, but hey, I'll take him as Doctor Doom. When and where's the Fantastic Four filming? In a recent interview with Collider, Shockman said that shooting will likely begin in spring of 2024. An original January start was pushed back due to the strikes that they had. Longtime MCU hub Pinewood Studios, located in London, is set to be the base of operations. Nice. I'm going to London in a couple of weeks. We're going to see the Harry Potter studios, things like that. We're going to get a tour of all that. I'll tell you what I thought about it. Landing a role in the Marvel Cinematic Universe may seem like a massive undertaking for an ordinary civilian, but plenty of acting gigs with this studio have popped up on backstage in the past. Check out our guide to how to get cast the MCU to learn more about the audition process. Find out which projects are currently casting and near tips from MCU stars and CDs alike. Meanwhile, check out this list of superhero themed gigs that currently casting. Okay, that was an advertisement. I'm sorry I even read that. Longtime MCU casting director Sarah Finn hardly needs an introduction at this point. She's put together the ensembles of every project in the franchise since 2008's Iron Man. Great job, by the way. I still consider that the best MCU movie, the original Iron Man. From the films, the TV series, Disney Plus, and ABC. Don't go into Finn's audition room unprepared. Find out what the veteran CD looks. Yeah, so let's skip that. The film is slated for release on May 2nd, 2025. It will be the first installment in Phase 6 of the MCU. We're already in Phase 6? I remember Phase 2, man. Phase 3. All right, Phase 4. 5. I didn't know 5 happened. We're in Phase 6 of the MCU, which marks the projects created following the 2019 merger of Disney and 21st Century Fox. It'll be one of the final chapters of Multiverse Saga, which began with 2021's Black Widow and will wrap with Avengers Secret Wars in 2027. Avengers Secret Wars. I'm getting to know that story. It was before my time of comic book collecting. So then the Secret Wars 2 came out, things like that. I'm going to get to know a little more about Secret Wars before that happens. So this article gives you the casting. They could have knocked it out of the park. This was horrible. This was by far, oh my God, this cast was terrible. Oh my God, it was terrible. This cast definitely better. I could see this happening. I don't know about the chemistry. The actress Kirby's kind of a cold person in most of her characters. I just saw Pedro Pascal in Wonder Woman 84, and that was horrible. That was absolutely bad. Please I hope this is a better movie than that. Peter Pascal, you need to bring more to this movie than you did Wonder Woman 84. I couldn't stand that movie. It was so bad. Absolutely bad. Let me read this by comicmovie.com. Fantastic Four could. Oh, wrong one. All right. This is from X-Fire. The Fantastic Four will start filming in May. I want to read this one. It has a few more bits into it, so let's talk about this. The Fantastic Four was originally set to start filming in January. Marvel has been waiting for information on upcoming Fantastic Four movies since it's been announced in D23 last year. We have very little information about the film. We at least have an idea of when it will begin filming. A new rumor, well-known insider Daniel Rickman suggests that the movie will begin filming in May. Okay, so this is new. It's not it's May. That's spring. So you know more of a detailed month. It was supposed to start in January. It didn't. This should be or won't. January is next month. This should be very exciting news for the fans and fans of the superhero team. However, it'll be a bit worrying that Marvel will only begin in late spring when the movie's scheduled for release in May of 2025. A year? They got a year to make this. It's not coming in May 2025. I can already tell you that. At least it better not. I want it to be good. Watch the story and subscribe to X-Fire on YouTube. Considering the short turnaround from production to release, it is likely that Marvel will push the premiere to late 2025. Makes sense. Marvel has delayed the release of a majority of upcoming projects, and it will be safe to assume that Fantastic Four will also be adjusted accordingly. As it stands, only Deadpool 3 will be released next year, while Captain America Brave New World will be pushed to 2025. So all of 2024, the only movie we're going to get is Deadpool. Wow. Wow. Fantastic Four probably set to begin filming in May. Here we go. It's Pedro Pascal, a little image of him. You've seen an image of him on my thumbnail. Marvel, now that doesn't look bad. That doesn't look too bad. Marvel originally hoped to begin film in January 2024, but production schedules have been heavily affected by Hollywood actors and writers' strike. The strike has prevented Marvel from signing actors to the Fantastic Four until the conclusion of the strike last November. Casting and pre-production will take a few months, and director Matt Shockman previously said the production will commencing in the spring. So a little duplication there. Speaking of casting, the Fantastic Four has been subject to many casting rumors. Marvel yet to officially announce the cast of the movie, but leaks suggest that Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn, and Ebon Moss-Bachrach have signed to play Reed Richards, Sue Storm, Johnny Storm, and Ben Grimm. There have also been reports that Mads Mikkelsen has been tapped to play Doctor Doom. Rumors hint that Antonio Banderas, Galactus, and Anya, and this wasn't in the previous article, but Anya Taylor-Joy, a female version of the Silver Surfer. And if you don't know her, she was from Queen's Gambit. That's where she got her big, that was her big breakout role. Great movie. I don't know what it is, but I absolutely love freaking chess movies. I have no idea why. I started playing chess for like a month. She in the movie, she's got like a 2,400 rating. I got like 680. But anyways, what I'm not happy about, a female version of the Silver Surfer. I am going to follow up this video with a video of 20 Heralds of Galactus, and you will not find a female Silver Surfer. There are some female Heralds of Galactus, but this either better, in my opinion, and I'm not gonna. The most I know about Fantastic Four is a ride at Universal Studios, but Fantastic Four Silver Surfer is a man, and he has a great backstory. I love it, and I want it, and I guess I watched the. One of my first introduction to comic books was basically the Infinity Gauntlet. So that's the Silver Surfer I want. I'm hoping that this is a brand new character, and not Silver Surfer just gender swapped. And hopefully they've actually heard what the comic community has said and have changed the idea of her being the actual Silver Surfer. And I'll talk about the 20 Heralds of Galactus, or 20 of them, in my next video that I do. With production targeted to begin next year, many fans expect Marvel to make an official casting announcement soon. We had hoped for the studio to make an announcement before the year's end, but it seems that Marvel is still preoccupied with the recent departure of Jonathan Majors from the role of Kang the Conqueror. Introducing the cast for Fantastic Four could possibly take in some of the spotlight from the recent setbacks that the MCU has been facing. Josh Friedman, Cameron Squires are penning the script for the film that will be directed by Shockman. Marvel boss Kevin Feige is on board, and the producer, while Luis D. Esposito will serve as the executive. The Fantastic Four are currently scheduled to premiere May 2nd, 2025. That's a lie. That is not happening. If this movie starts filming May 2024, you better not launch that May of 2025. I want it to be good. The good news here is that they're still writing the script. Hopefully, they've heard the backlash of casting a female Silver Surfer and will actually change her character to be an original character. I don't care. It could be a different character. It could be, because there's many. It didn't have to be a surfer, but it could be anything. You could be anything. A Herald of Galactus. She doesn't have to be on a surfboard. Just give me a new character. Don't change the story of Silver Surfer. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. This is Dave with my Galaxy of Comics. Thanks for joining my journey. Cue the music.